Fort Worth, Texas is one of those cities that quietly surprises you. It does not announce itself with flashy billboards or overhyped tourist traps. Instead, it pulls you in slowly, with the smell of smoked brisket drifting down Magnolia Avenue, the sound of live country music spilling out of a honky-tonk on the stockyards, and the kind of wide-open sky that makes you feel like you have room to breathe. This is not Dallas. Fort Worth has its own identity, its own rhythm, and its own deeply rooted culture that goes back over 150 years. Whether you are coming for a weekend or planning a longer stay, this city rewards curiosity. The more you dig into it, the more it gives back. It sits in Tarrant County, roughly 30 miles west of Dallas, and while the two cities share an airport, they share very little else in terms of personality. Fort Worth is cowboy boots and craft cocktails, rodeos and world-class museums, barbecue pits and rooftop bars. It is a city that has figured out how to honor its past while building something genuinely exciting for the future. Before you start exploring, understanding how to move through the city will save you time and frustration. Fort Worth is a driving city at its core. Having a car gives you the most flexibility, especially if you plan to bounce between neighborhoods like the Cultural District, the near South Side, and the Stockyards, which are spread out enough that walking between them is not practical. However, the city does offer the Molly the Trolley service, a free shuttle that connects the Sundance Square area to the Stockyards on select days, which is a fun and easy way to travel between two of the most visited spots without worrying about parking. Rideshare services are widely available and reliable throughout the city. If you are staying downtown, many of the best restaurants, bars, and entertainment venues are within walking distance of each other, making it easy to explore on foot once you have settled into your base. Parking in Fort Worth is generally more forgiving than in most major cities. There are affordable garages and surface lots throughout the downtown area, and the Stockyards has dedicated parking that fills up on busy weekends, so arriving early is always a smart move. The Fort Worth Stockyards is the kind of place that could easily feel like a theme park, but somehow manages to feel completely authentic. This National Historic District was once the center of the cattle trade in the American Southwest, and that history is not just preserved here, it is alive. Twice a day, at 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, the world's only twice-daily cattle drive takes place right down Exchange Avenue. Longhorn cattle are herded through the brick streets by real working cowboys, and if you have never seen that in person, it is genuinely one of the most memorable things you can witness in Texas. Beyond the cattle drive, the Stockyards is packed with things to do. Cowtown Coliseum hosts rodeos on Friday and Saturday nights, and the energy inside that arena is electric. Billy Bob's Texas, which bills itself as the world's largest honky-tonk, is a must-visit, regardless of whether you are a country music fan. It holds up to 6,000 people, has live bull riding on weekends, and has hosted legends like Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Garth Brooks. The shopping along Exchange Avenue leans heavily into Western wear, custom boots, and leather goods, and there are craftspeople here who have been making boots by hand for decades. One of Fort Worth's best-kept secrets is that it is home to one of the most impressive concentrations of art museums in the entire country, and most people outside of Texas have no idea. The Cultural District sits just west of downtown and houses 3 extraordinary institutions within walking distance of each other. The Kimball Art Museum is considered one of the finest small art museums in the world, with a permanent collection that includes works by Michelangelo, Caravaggio, Rembrandt, and Picasso. The building itself, designed by Louis Kahn, is an architectural masterpiece that draws visitors on its own merit. Right next door is the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth, housed in a stunning Tadao Ando-designed building that sits beside a reflecting pool and contains one of the largest collections of modern and contemporary art in the United States. Then there is the Amon Carter Museum of American Art, which focuses exclusively on American art and photography and offers free admission every single day. These 3 museums alone could fill an entire day, and the experience of moving between them through the tree-lined streets of the Cultural District feels like a genuine cultural journey rather than a checklist activity. Fort Worth takes its food seriously, and the dining scene here goes far beyond what most visitors expect. Starting with barbecue, because you absolutely have to. Heim Barbecue is the name that locals say first. Their beef ribs are enormous, their burnt ends are legendary, and the bacon burnt ends, which they essentially invented, have become one of the most talked about barbecue items in the state of Texas. Expect a line, especially on weekends, but it moves and it is worth every minute. For a more under-the-radar barbecue experience, Goldie's Barbecue in South Fort Worth has earned national recognition and is considered by many serious barbecue enthusiasts to be among the very best in Texas. They sell out early, so arriving before they open is not an exaggeration of advice, it is a requirement. Beyond barbecue, the near South Side neighborhood along Magnolia Avenue is where Fort Worth's independent restaurant scene truly shines. Fixture is a beloved neighborhood spot with creative cocktails and a menu that changes with the seasons. Eliba Fine Foods is a farm-to-table restaurant that has been a cornerstone of the local dining community for years. For breakfast, Paris Coffee Shop on 7th Street has been serving the city since 1926 and remains a beloved institution where the biscuits and gravy are non-negotiable. Fort Worth's entertainment scene is layered in a way that rewards exploration. Sundance Square in the heart of downtown is the most polished version of the city's nightlife, with restaurants, bars, live music venues, and an outdoor plaza that hosts free concerts and events throughout the year. The Bass Performance Hall, located right on the square, is one of the finest concert venues in the country and hosts everything from Broadway touring productions to symphony performances and opera. If you want to experience Fort Worth the way locals do, spend a Friday evening on the near South Side. The bars and music venues along Magnolia Avenue draw a creative, unpretentious crowd, and the live music ranges from blues and jazz to indie rock and everything in between. Shipping and Receiving Bar is a local favorite with an excellent outdoor space and consistently great live acts. For something completely different, the Fort Worth Botanic Garden is the oldest botanic garden in Texas and covers over 100 acres, including a stunning Japanese garden that feels like a world apart from the city surrounding it. The Trinity Trails system offers over 100 miles of trails along the Trinity River, making it one of the best urban trail networks in the state for running, cycling, and walking. Fort Worth also has a thriving arts community beyond the major museums, with the near South Side's galleries and the monthly art walks drawing locals and visitors alike into a scene that is genuinely grassroots and growing. This city does not ask you to love it, it just keeps showing you reasons to.